Hi there, welcome to another episode of It's a Cooking Thing. For tonight we're going to have chicken noodle soup, and very easy to make. I'll tell you what I'm putting in there. I'm going to put 2 chicken breasts cooked and diced. Now you can use any kind of the chicken you want, you dark, light, it doesn't matter. I just happen to like the chicken breast to put in the soup. And I've got about 4 cups of carrots. I've got about 4 cups of onion. And I've got close to about 3 cups of celery. Now to that, I'm going to put 4 boxes of chicken, unsalted chicken stock in here. Each box is 4 cups. And to that, for as far as my spice, I'm going to put about half a teaspoon of pepper. I'm going to put about a teaspoon of parsley flakes and about a teaspoon and a half of onion powder. And since we're using unsalted chicken stock, I'm going to use about 2 heaping teaspoons of this chicken granulated bouillon. All right, let me turn my burner on. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my ingredients in here first. Okay, and to the pot we're going to add our vegetables. I'm going to put my onions in there first. My celery, carrots, my cooked chicken, and the chicken stock. It really doesn't matter what brand you use, but do try to get the unsalted. This way you can adjust your saltiness with your chicken bouillon. This is a real simple, good chicken noodle soup. Okay. Now I'm going to put there's like 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 2 teaspoons, and then I think I'm going to do, 3 teaspoons of it. And pepper, I would say, really some people like it a little peppery, some don't. I like enough pepper. I don't want it overwhelming. So I'm going to sprinkle, I'm going to say about, 1/4 of a teaspoon of pepper. Now, parsley flakes makes it look really good. There's not a whole lot of flavor, but it really looks good in soup. So for that, I'm going to put a teaspoon of parsley flakes. Now, for the chicken bouillon, I'm going to take a heaping teaspoon of that and another heaping teaspoon. Now, of course, if it's not salty enough, seasoned enough, you can always add a little more. I would add a 1/2 of a teaspoon each time and then taste it, but this should be all right. There again, some people like it a little more saltier than others. Now, what we're going to do is stir this up, and I'm going to let this simmer. I'm going to come up to like a boil, then I'm going to turn it down to a simmer on maybe a number 1. Between 1 and 2, but usually 1. And let this simmer in order to incorporate all the flavors. I would let it simmer a good hour and 20 minutes, maybe an hour and 30, but an hour and 20 minutes, everything will be incorporated. So easy to make. And I'm going to put a lid on it. And don't forget to cut your heat down to simmer. Now, when it's done, I'm going to add some egg noodles to it. Of course, this is what makes your chicken noodle soup. But we won't do that until it's done. And they won't have to cook in here for maybe, I'm going to say 8 minutes, something like that. So right now, we're going to let this simmer for an hour and 20 minutes. And come back to it, and then we're going to add our noodles. Okay, so our soup is finished, and it's been about an hour and 20 minutes, long enough for the vegetables to cook and all the flavors incorporate. Now, what we're going to do, I'm going to add a whole bag of egg noodles. It's 16 ounces. If you don't like as many noodles, you don't have to use as many, but we like it noodly. And just give it a stir. And this is going to cook, I would say, probably another 15 minutes. So while that's doing that, I'm going to put the lid back on it. Turn it up just a little bit more. Not much, just a little to get it going. Now, what we're going to serve with our chicken noodle soup is corn fritters. Now, these are very tasty, they're easy to make, and they go well with it. So, okay, now we're going to make corn fritters to go with our chicken noodle soup. So what you want is a nice big pan. You want to cook about 4 fritters at a time. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a little oil on the bottom of it. I'd say, probably about 3 tablespoons of oil. Now, you want that to heat up, so I'm going to put it on around temperature of 4 on my knob. Okay, now, we're going to start with the dry ingredients. Now, okay, what we're going to do is start with our dry ingredients. What I have here is all-purpose flour. What you want is 1 cup of it. So you just measure that out in your cup. Well, perfect. Now, to that, we're going to add, I like it kind of sweet, we're going to put 4 tablespoons of sugar in our fritter. Then we're going to put a tablespoon of baking powder in there. Now next we're going to put some salt. Don't need much salt. I would say that's 1/4 of a teaspoon. So just a couple of shakes in here. But if you want to be precise, it's 1/4 of a teaspoon. Now, next we're going to put 2 eggs. And 3/4 cup of cream or half and half. You can use light cream, heavy cream, whichever you like. 3/4 of a cup. All right. Now, I'm going to stir this up just a little bit. Next, we're going to put 4 cups of frozen corn. Now, if you want to use fresh, you can, or if you want to use the canned corn, it's up to you. This happens to be fresh. I mean, frozen, I'm sorry. We want to get all of it together. All right, this is the consistency of how our fritter batter would be. Okay, now we're going to check on our soup here with our noodles, because we don't. And this is how it should look. It's almost done. Noodles aren't quite there, but they'll get there. Just let that go. Now, okay, we're getting ready to put our corn fritter batter into the pan. Now what we want to do is get our heat, make sure it's good and hot, not too hot. We want to scoop up about, I don't know, 3 tablespoons of the fritter batter. Turn our heat up just a little bit. Let that get going. It wasn't quite hot, but that's okay. We'll just let that heat up a little bit more. Okay, we're going to put our other fritter in here. Now, let that cook. We're waiting on this to cook. This is not much different than like a pancake. Look at that first one. Oh, it's doing quite nicely. Get ready to flip soon. Actually, you want them to look about like a pancake on each side. Now this one we're going to flip. See how it looks like a pancake? Let's scoot that over a little bit. One thing you don't want to do is overcrowd your skillet. Now we got our thing hot, we can turn it down a tad. And flip that one. And they cook probably about 3 minutes per side. It smells divine. Okay, there's one fritter done. Here's another fritter done. And there's another fritter done. Now, so far I'm just going to cook 3 right now. Let me check on the chicken noodle soup. Alright, I want you to take a look at the chicken noodle soup. I'm going to turn it off. The reason being, our noodles are done. You can tell that by just taking the spoon and just cutting up against the pot. If it cuts easy, it's done. You don't want a mushy. You don't want a mushy soup. All right. Now, you set this over here. I'm going to get me a little... Okay, now we're ready to taste our soup. It looks so good. Now, here's a taste of our soup. Let me get a little dish. I'm going to step over here and get a fork. Now, I'm going to get a corn fritter. First, I want to try the corn fritter. Now, you can put butter on it or really whatever you want. Some people like to put jelly. Just whatever you want to do. Oops. Very good. Perfect corn fritter. Now I need the spoon. All right. Taste this. Now this is going to be very, very hot. I would suggest to let your soup cool down a little bit before you serve it because it is very hot. Oh, very good. This is very good soup. It'd be good on a cold winter's day. If somebody's not feeling well, you can take a pot of soup over to them. It's very good. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. And please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.